drums in his chest before the sun even moves. Coffee cooling in his hand, eyes scanning empty rooms. They call him overreacting for feeling tremors in the ground, but he can read the weather in how the silence sounds. He was built for storms, not for easy, not for warm. The world wants him gentle, wants him quiet, wants him torn, but he squares his shoulders, lets the thunder take its form. A gentleman of battle, he was built for storm. Oh yeah. Smiles at the insult, lets the sting just pass on through. Holds the door, says after you, while measuring the truth. He doesn't go out hunting for a fight to feed his name, but if trouble crosses over, it will leave a different man. He was built for storms, not for easy, not for warm. The world wants him gentle, wants him quiet, wants him torn, so he breathes like thunder, lets the rising winds transform. A gentleman in conflict who never runs the course. He was built for storm.
Morning coffee, a stained white mug. Clock on the wall says late again. Boots by the door, dust on his jacket. He ties those laces like a prayer. Amen. He got blues in his blood, steel in his spine, carrying the world one shift at a time. Calloused hands, heavy heart, but he walks that line. Blues in his blood, steel in his spine. Paycheck folded in a worn out wallet, name tag faded on his work shirt sleeve. Backseat packed with forgotten lunches. He hums old songs he barely believes. He got blues in his blood, steel in his spine, carrying the world one shift at a time. Callous hands, heavy heart, but he walks that line. Blues in his blood, steel in his spine. Some nights he wonders, is this all mine? Then he sees those faces waiting inside, so he hangs up his jacket, swallows his pride, and still stands high. He got blues in his blood, steel in his spine, carrying the world one shift at a time. Callous hands, heavy heart, but he walks that line. Blues in his blood, steel in his spine.
You brought flowers to my job every Monday, rain or shine. You were waiting at my door long before I checked the time. You kept calling just to ask if I really made it home. You kept loving like a flood till I started feeling alone. You're the one that got away, but not for lack of trying. Oh no, you built a house around my heart till I could hear the hinges crying. Some doors closed to protect you, some hearts locked to keep you safe. And the blues plays on for the one that tried too hard and the one that walked away. You pulled every empty chair so I'd never walk too near the edge. Wrote my name on every plan like a promise, like a pledge. But I need space to lose my step, to get it wrong, to find my feet. You were saving me from storms I still needed just to meet. You're the one that got away, but not for lack of trying. You turned every maybe into yes till my quiet started dying. Some doors close to protect you, even when they break your faith. And the blues plays on for the one that tried too hard and the one that walked away. Now I talk about you softly like a lesson, not a blame. How a tender, steady kindness can still burn just the same. I toast your stubborn heartbeat when I hear that old band play. Some love stays by leaving, some grace is walking away. You're the one that got away, but I see you in the mirror. Not a villain, not a saint, just a lover getting clearer. Some doors close to protect you, teach a gentleman to wait. And the blues plays on for the one that tried too hard and the one that walked away.
I crack like cheap glass. News said that's awful. Signs cry themselves out. Street lights choked on smoke. I kicked through burned out letters, last week's unpaid bills. Pulled my coat a little tighter, felt the world stand still. When the world goes down in slow blues, I just loosen my tie, strike a spark. Real man standing in the rubble, let a red eye glow in the dark. If chaos comes calling, I tell it, pull up a chair, you're late anyway. End of days out here on Main Street, just another Tuesday. Windows full of old mannequins, still dressed for the spring. Ash on their painted lips like they tried to sing. Car alarms click to silence, dogs lay down their bark. I cup that little flame like a prayer in the dark. When the world goes down in slow blues, I just loosen my tie, strike a spark. Real man standing in the rubble, let a red eye glow in the dark. If chaos comes calling, I tell it, pull up a chair, you're late anyway. End of days out here on Main Street, just another Tuesday. I've seen jobs go, love go, hometowns fade to gray. This is just the same old story with a louder day. So pour out the sky, let the headlines burn away. I've been living on the fault line since my second birthday. When the world goes down in slow blues, I just loosen my tie, strike a spark. Real man standing in the rubble, let a red eye glow in the dark. If chaos comes calling, I tell it, pull up a chair, you're late anyway. End of days out here on Main Street, just another Tuesday. Oh yeah. Born in the mud, raised in the dark, cold hands, cracked knuckles, breath like a spark. sleeping in stairwells, raining is cold, counting each heartbeat like somebody's oath. They thought he was nothing less than a threat. He carved out a promise he wouldn't forget. They whisper his name in the alleys, soft as a blade at your neck. You owe and you pray he's forgotten. He's the ghost that pays its debts. Brick after brick he was climbing, blood on the ink that he kept. You don't see his face in the daylight, but the ghost still pays its debt. Meetings in basements, smoke in the air, leaders with gold on their fingers, shifting in chairs. He never shouts orders, he barely speaks, just signs with a knuckle, taps once for the week. From scraps on the table to keys to the fence, he traded his mercy for quiet respect. They whisper his name in the alley, low like a curse you regret. You run but you circle back to him, 'cause the ghost will claim what's left. Brick after brick he was climbing on favors he never forgets. Hide in your house with the curtains drawn, still the ghost will pay his debts. He remembers cold nights, empty pockets, tight jaw. Every slide is a mark in his law. Hey, so when the door shakes at 3 a.m., you already know it's just him. They whisper his name in the alleys, soft as the first taste of sweat. You gamble your soul on tomorrow, he's collecting every bet. Brick after brick he was climbing, now his shadow owns the steps. You can buy your way out of anything till the ghost comes pay his debts.
Midnight meeting in the back room, dust on the bottles, lock on the door curtains, breathing like they got lungs. Ashtray mountain cigarette wars. He leans back in the cracked red chair, tie loosened eyes like a blade. Says talk clean, talk quick, kid. Every word you say gets weight. Your word is your bond or your grave. Choose what you bury, what you say. Once it leaves your mouth, it don't come back. In this smoking shadow, you sign in black. Your word is your bond or your grave. You walk in, talk in, walk out change. Every quiet promise carved in stone. Say it like you might not make it home. Handshake deal in a yellow bulb halo, palms dry but your heart beat slips. He smiles like a man who's seen storms and picked teeth from his own. written on the inside wall. No ink, just debts unpaid. He taps that list with a chip gold ring. Says I count ghosts by the vows they made. Your word is your bond or your grave. Choose what you bury, what you say. Once it leaves your mouth, it don't come back. In this smoke and shadow, you sign in black. Your word is your bond or your grave. You walk and talk and walk out changed. Every quiet promise carved in stone. Say it like you might not make it home. Careful what you swear tonight. Hey, even truth can twist with time. But in his world, in this dim light, a crooked line still counts as a line. Your word is your bond or your grave. Choose what you bury, what you say. Once it leaves your mouth, it don't come back. In this smoke and shadow, you sign in black. Your word is your bond or your grave. You walk and talk and walk out change. Every quiet promise carved in stone. Say it like you might not make it home. He woke up early, same old coffee cup, same chipped rim, same corner of the rug. Every scar he carried underneath his shirt was a country no one ever had to learn. He won the war, nobody saw, no flags raised, no roaring crowd, just him, his shadow on the wall. In the quiet that finally got loud, he never bent, he never broke, no headline, no shining cross, just a single steady breath of smoke saying, that's enough. That's enough. They ask you good while scrolling on their phones. He smiles small, says yeah, I'm holding on. They don't see the nights he pinned his hands down tight, talking to the ceiling, choosing to stay alive. He won the war, nobody saw, no brass band, no speech out front, just dishes in the sink at dawn. And a heartbeat trying not to jump. He never bent, he never broke, walked barefoot through his private frost. Now every quiet step back home whispers, that's enough. That's enough. No confetti on the kitchen floor, just the echo of a slam door closing. He stands alone in the afterstorm, finds himself in the slow unfolding. Whoa. He won the war nobody saw, no parade down any street, but
but the mirror holds a softer jaw. And a man who stayed on his feet, he never bent, he never broke. No ribbon, no marble cross, just him and his shadow, sharing smoke, saying, that's enough. That's enough.
He pours you wine, tells a joke that lands just right, holds the door, says your name like it's a light. Tie is straight, every gesture, every line, but the quiet in his gaze doesn't match the practice shine. You catch the flinch when someone drops a glass. You see a storm when the room just laughs. He's a porcelain gentleman, unchipped, uncracked, on the shelf to admire, but the glaze hides fingerprints, burnt edges, oh, fire. There's a soldier standing guard in his grin, and a child in the shadow of his skin. He's a porcelain gentleman, but the story's written on the back of his eyes. He knows your drink, knows the exits in the room, counts the steps from the corner to the door, smiles on cue, plays the part they all assume, holds the world like it's something he must absorb. He says I'm fine and he changes the day, but his shoulders tell it the other way. He's a porcelain gentleman, unchipped, uncracked, on the shelf to admire, but the glaze hides fingerprints, burnt edges, oh, fire. There's a soldier standing guard in his grin, and a child in the shadow of his skin. He's a porcelain gentleman, but the story's written on the back of his eyes. Once he was small, running through summers that ended too soon, packing his dreams in a box marked later in the corner of his room. He learned early how to stand when knees still shook, how to answer every question with a practiced look. He's a porcelain gentleman, unchipped, uncracked, on the shelf to admire, but the glaze hides fingerprints, burnt edges, oh, fire. There's a soldier standing guard in his grin, and a child in the shadow of his skin. He's a porcelain gentleman. If you really listen, you can hear him cry from the back of his eye.
Two-lane ribbon, fitting white paint,
glove box full of things he never sent. Radio low, talking like a friend. Wind in the window says drive, don't mend. Dust and bourbon on his tongue, freedom in the burn of his lungs. No map, no mercy, just the hum and the heat. The open road's the only one he'll ever let him speak. Motel signs blink and then die. He passes by their tired yellow light. Backseat full of shirts and regrets. All of it weighs less with each cigarette. Dust and bourbon on his tongue, freedom in the burn of his lungs. No map, no mercy, just the hum and the heat. The open road's the only one he'll ever let him speak. He laughs at the clock, it's got nothing on him. Kicks off his boots, lets the cool night in. Sky pours over like an old cheap drink. He takes another mile to think. Dust and bourbon on his tongue, freedom in the burn of his lungs. No map, no mercy, just the hum and the heat. The open road's the only one he'll ever let him speak.
Collar-led shop, lazy stay loose. He nods at the bodega man, never has to introduce. Knows which door sticks, which cop looks twice, which kid's gonna run his mouth and step back think twice. He reads the alleys like lines in his palm, every worn brick spelling out songs. He's a gentleman with an edge, walking that invisible ledge. Got a please on his tongue, got a don't test me stare. City in his pocket, yeah, he moves like air. He's a gentleman with an edge, tips his hat, pays his debts. Every crack in the pavement, signed in sweat, not blood. Street talk, grace in the neighborhood. He knows her name at the corner stand, slips an extra bill in the jar by hand, shakes old hands with the quiet of respect, but he clocks every angle, every subtle defect. He'll walk you home, then spot the tail. One look, one step,
the neighbor. Left his old life in the rearview mirror. Box of bad habits in the backseat rattle. Newtown welcome sign fades in the night. Same scarred knuckles on the wheel too tight. You can change the scenery, but the blues ride shotgun. Name on the mailbox don't mean that you're done. He's starting over with callous hands and a clean conscience. But every mile he drives, the rearview blue still got a promise. Tiny apartment, smells like paint and coffee. Secondhand sofa, springs dig his spine. Clock on the counter ticks like old mistake. But the quiet here don't call his name like back then. You can change the scenery, but the blues ride shotgun. Name on the mailbox don't mean that you're done. He's starting over with calloused hands and a clean conscience. But every mile he drives, the rearview blue still got a promise. He ain't running, he already ran. Now he's just standing where the running ran out of land. Oh, yeah. He folds his regrets like a work shirt, worn thin, hangs him in the closet and breathes in. You can change the scenery, but the blues ride shotgun. Name on the mailbox don't mean that you're done. He's starting over with calloused hands and a clean conscience. Yeah, the road keeps rolling and he keeps driving with the rearview blues riding silent. Riding silent.
She's 5 in dinosaur pajamas, hair a little tangled, toy horse in her hand. his mom, her voice cracks in the doorway. He folds up the laundry, stares down at his ring. He says she went to find her happiness someplace the grown-ups go. But she still loves your crazy drawings. She still laughs at all your shows. Close your eyes, I'll tell you stories of all the days we both held you. A gentleman lies only to protect, and he'll carry what he has to. He lifts her up onto the mattress, pulls the faded blanket past her sleepy chin, hits play on that old familiar playlist, her mother's favorite chorus softly drifting in. He says she went to find her happiness on a road we can't yet see. But every time we hear this melody, she's right here in your dreams. Close your eyes, I'll keep the monsters, all the sadness from your room. A gentleman lies only to protect, so your heart can stay brand new. In the dark he mouths the truth, words he'll never let her hear. I'm the one who broke and lost her, I'm the reason she's not here. Hand on her back, feeling each breath, trading his chest for her quiet rest. He whispers she went to find her happiness, and I hope she found it too. But she left a little light with us, I see it shining out of you. So dream of beaches, dream of birthdays, dream of laughter in this tune. A gentleman lies only to protect, so the hurt falls all on him, not you. They cut the lights, took their mercy back, left me talking to the dust in the dust talk back. Cold concrete, prints from every fall. I learned how to stand with my teeth on the wall. Last man standing after everyone ran. Built a whole kingdom with blood on my hands. No apology.
city finally shuts up, empty streets, coffee cups stacked in the sink. He can hear every echo in his chest, little stutter, like it's learning how to rest. In this quiet he finds himself, no one else to fill the space. All the noise falls off the shelf, leaves his name and nothing else. In this darkness he finds peace, breathing slow he lets it be. In this quiet he finds himself. In this darkness he finds peace. Tired eyes tracing cracks along the wall, tiny maps of the times he dropped the ball. He lets go of the stories he's been told, feels the fear loosen up its hold. In this quiet he finds himself, no one else to fill this space. All the noise falls off the shelf, leaves his name and nothing else. In this darkness he finds peace, breathing slow he lets it be. In this quiet he finds himself. In this darkness he finds peace. Maybe he's not broken, just always overspoken. Under all the endless rush, there was always this hush. In this quiet he finds himself, no one else to fill the space. All the noise falls off the shelf, leaves his name and nothing else. In this darkness he finds peace, breathing slow he lets it be. In this quiet he finds himself. In this darkness he finds peace. They took his name, left him a number, 4 gray walls, clock in the corner. They called it mercy, teaching him lessons. He learned to listen to his own questions. They tried to break him, but iron doesn't bend. Hit him like a hammer, again and again. He rose through the fire, he walked every storm's edge, a gentleman of scars, with a spine they couldn't bend. Cold-eyed mornings,
Coffee gone bitter out on the pavement, breath like winter. Still he kept holding doors for strangers, soft voice straight back, dancing with danger. They tried to break him, but iron doesn't bend. Hit him like a hammer, again and again. He rose through the fire, he walked every storm's edge, a gentleman of scars, with a spine they couldn't bend. He knows the dark by its first footsteps. He knows his name by how it's whispered. And he wears his hurt like a hidden crest, still offering his seed, still giving his best. They tried to break him, but iron doesn't bend. Hit him like a hammer, again and again. He rose through the fire, he walked every storm's edge, a gentleman forged by the darkness he outlasted in the end.
Sunday morning, coffee going cold, paper folded, headlines getting old. He stares right through the window and the glass, sees your shadow, steam that doesn't last. Some words you never forget, they hang in the air still spoken. Every always and don't you ever, every promise broken. He can't change what he said, can't take back what you left. Some words you never forget, you never forget. Kitchen quiet, clock taps out the time, mug rings circles, ghosts along the line. You were laughing, then the laughter slipped. One hard truth falling from your lips. Some words you never forget, they hang in the air still spoken. Every always and don't you ever, every promise broken. He can't change
he can feel that room. One wrong sentence, bloom